So everything that's going wrong with Kevin Durant's basketball career is the fault of Kevin Durant, because all he does is listen to NBA Twitter and seems to make almost all his decisions based on NBA Twitter. Before we get on to the main part of the video, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, 1,000 subscribers just so we get monetized. And trust me, as soon as we get monetized, we will be uploading so much basketball content over the summer. Anyway, now let's get on to it. So Kevin Durant came out today and basically said that he didn't feel comfortable in the Phoenix Suns offense with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal because he was standing in the corner too much. Who would have ever guessed that playing with no point guard would lead to you not getting the ball fed to you in the positions you wanted to? Who'd have ever guessed that? And then, like, obviously in Brooklyn, things didn't work out. Who'd have ever guessed they weren't going to work out? When you got a coach hired who'd never been a coach before and basically decided that you wanted to play on an iso ball team. That's what that Brooklyn Nets team was. It was an iso ball team. They played defense the first year because of Ime Udoka. Kevin Durant has made every decision since July the 4th, 2016, based on NBA Twitter. People questioning his legacy for never winning a ring. He literally came around the same time as the big three in Miami and Golden State. Not on him if he didn't win one. But then he went and joined the most unstoppable team of all time in Golden State. And I'm not gonna lie, do I think he should have done it? Probably not for his quote-unquote legacy. But as far as basketball goes, that was the easiest basketball ever. Kevin Durant was never double-teamed. Kevin Durant is the most unstoppable scorer in single coverage I've ever seen. He's probably the best one-on-one scorer in the history of the sport, including Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan was probably the better scorer due to the extra athleticism, but there was nobody, because Kevin Durant could just rise up and shoot over everybody, that could score in as efficiently and as easily as Kevin Durant in the history of the sport, including Michael Jordan. Maybe Wilt, but I didn't see that much. I'm not old enough to see that much Wilt. But then he was hearing on Twitter that, like, his rings didn't count and his finals MVPs didn't count. And I don't know, the fact that, like, the Cleveland Cavaliers were also a super team in 2017, 2018, whatever, they were going to kill them anyway. But he still went and hit that huge shot in 2017. Regardless, 2018, where I think Curry probably deserved finals MVP, Durant's 2017 finals were the greatest finals I've ever seen. And looking back on it, we can say that now. And then he went and tried to play through a calf strain and tore his Achilles, which doctors say wasn't related. But as somebody who played through a calf strain and tore my Achilles, I have to assume there is some sort of something related. Whether it's not directly related, maybe he was his body is overcompensated for the lack of calf strength, I don't know, and pushed off in a weird way. Again, I don't know. Maybe it's just a fluke that happened to both of us. But yeah, like, after that, he went and joined Brooklyn because he wanted to play iso ball. And I'm not joking. That's a quote from him. I'm not sure the exact quote. I'm paraphrasing it. He basically says, the system can work in the regular season, but to win, you need isolation basketball. He literally left a system that was going to guarantee him 5+ rings in his career. Because if Kevin Durant is there in 2021 with the way Steph was playing, even without Clay, they win the 2021 NBA championship. No question about it. We saw what Kevin Durant did the first year he came back. They obviously still win in 2022. The way that Steph Curry and Kevin Durant were able to play with each other in, like, an actual offense, Kevin Durant in a system became the most unstoppable player ever. Kevin Durant's a damn good player playing iso ball, but when you add a system and Kevin Durant, the fact he bought into the system, he became unstoppable. They probably go and win. They didn't win in 2019. The Warriors probably win if Durant comes back in 2021. They win in 2022. They win in 2023, and they're one of the favorites this year. Kevin Durant, likelihood, has 5 rings and 3 to 5 finals MVPs if he doesn't leave Golden State. And he's probably seen as one of the greatest of all time. But he left Golden State to play iso ball. And then he was a major reason why the team imploded in Brooklyn. As good as he was. And he leaves Brooklyn to go to Phoenix because he only was going to go to a few places from Brooklyn, and Phoenix was one of them. So he went to Phoenix, who the previous year won 64 games and Well, to be fair, they made the same round. They got closer to a ring before he was there than after he was there. So we went to Phoenix, didn't make the team any better, and now is in an awful situation because him going to a team puts them into win now mode, and they went and signed Bradley Beal and they got rid of the point guard, and suddenly the team doesn't have a system, and he's annoyed that he's standing in a corner. To say that everything bad that's happened since 2019 to Kevin Durant isn't directly caused by Kevin Durant is crazy, because it is. And also, the funniest part about it is it's all caused by Kevin Durant's insistence on listening to NBA Twitter. Kevin Durant's Twitter fingers, he's definitely constantly scrolling on social media. He's seeing what people are saying about him, and he's constantly trying to change the narrative, basically to change the minds of people that are Twitter trolls. Like, you see it every game. All the people are like, Durant doesn't have any real rings, he's got 0 rings. These are just Twitter trolls. These are the same people that call Luka fat on a daily basis. These are the same people that will call LeBron's rings fake. And these are the people that have caused Kevin Durant to effectively self-sabotage his career. All he had to do was stay in Golden State. All he had to do was stay in Golden State, and he's seen as one of the top 6 or 7 greatest players of all time. Heck, maybe even getting close to the GOAT convo. All he had to do was stay in Golden State. And now he's been overtaken by Steph. He's been overtaken more than likely by Nikola Jokic. And there is nobody that is putting Kevin Durant in their top 10 basketball players of all time right now. Absolutely nobody. And had he just stayed in Golden State, ironically, even in hindsight, the only correct basketball decision he has made since July the 3rd, 2016, is joining the Golden State Warriors. As the only correct decision he has made that hasn't almost self-sabotaged his own career. Maybe playing in the Olympics in 2021 was a correct decision because he carried the Team USA. Other than that, he's made bad decision after bad decision. And the reason why Kevin Durant has struggled the last couple of years, the reason why Kevin Durant is in bad scenarios where his teams aren't playing the greatest style of basketball, where he's not being allowed to play in his perfect role, he's not able to be as efficient as he wants to be, is Kevin Durant. It's his decisions. And his decisions alone. This is nobody else's fault other than Kevin Durant's.